The earthquake that rocked Wenchuan on May 12, 2008 inflicted heavy losses to the China Conservation and Research Center for the Giant Pandas, situated in Wulong, Sichuan province. More than 60 giant pandas survived the disaster and were transferred to other bases due to safety concerns. Only 2 staff members remained at the center, waiting for reconstruction efforts to begin. In July 2012, the State Forestry Administration introduces a reintroduction project aimed at returning captive giant pandas back to the wild. It is hoped that this project will help boost their population and eventually fulfill the goal of protecting them in their natural habitat. At the Bifangsha base in Yan'an, a female giant panda, Tao Tao, has been selected to undergo an ultrasound. Scientists have been preparing for her long journey. Mr. Wu and Mr. Wang, who have stayed at Wulong for the past 2 years, have finally received some good news. On July 20th, 2010, 4 female giant pandas depart Bifangsha for Wulong. 17 conservation scientists accompany the panda. It's a 500-kilometer trip. The caravan has to make its way across 2 snow-capped mountains, heading hurriedly towards Wulong, hidden deep in the Chonglai Mountains.
敌人前的我们60多只猫，觉得好闹热哦，闹热。
是。工作人员也多，游客也多。
With 32 enclosures in Wulong badly damaged by the earthquake, the 60 or so giant pandas have to be transferred to the Fangsha base and zoos across the country. Wulong looks deserted after the pandas were removed. The reintroduction project won't be easy to carry out, since the roads and structures will first have to be rebuilt. There are still many obstacles to overcome. Though still in a dilapidated state, the Wulong Conservation Base is filled with a jubilant atmosphere today. 4 giant pandas, escorted by armed officers, arrive safe and sound. A lot of preparatory work has been done to welcome them back, including renovating some of the enclosures used in the wild training project. The staff has expended great efforts to make sure everything is up to par for the sole purpose of keeping these pandas as free from stress as possible. Huang Yan is the head of the reintroduction project. As he lifts the cage door, Tao Tao makes her way into the enclosure. Mr. Wu and Mr. Wang are overjoyed to see the giant pandas back in Wulong. With the return of both pandas and staff, the conservation base is in high spirits. Conservation scientists need to make homes for the pregnant pandas, but they couldn't make up their mind whether they should dig holes in tree trunks, make artificial caves, or build sheds. On August 3, 2010, Tao Tao gives birth to a male cub at the training base, the first giant panda born in Wulong since the Wenchuan earthquake. The baby would later be named Tao Tao. No sooner had Tao Tao been born that Dong Lianhua, the veterinarian, took it away for a physical exam. Weighing 205 grams, Tao Tao is a strong and healthy newborn panda. Carefully, Dong cuts Tao Tao's umbilical cord with a pair of disinfected surgical scissors. The cub has yet to open its eyes and has no idea of the attention it's getting. It screams loudly and withers around, expending a lot of energy in the process. Conservation scientists have built a tree nest for the pandas, but will they use it? They let a worker wearing a panda suit try it first. The workers wear panda suits so the pandas feel they are among their own kind and to minimize their contact with humans. The workers try to get inside the nest but finds that it's a tight squeeze. He's not sure the pandas will like it. Weighing just 205 grams, Tao Tao is only the size of a mouse. Walking on his mother, who is hundreds of times larger than him, he searches for his mother's breast so he can begin suckling. At Wulong, this fragile little cub receives double care and attention, both from his mother and human caretakers. The conservation scientists have taken extraordinary care of both mother and son, but Tao Tao is not grateful. She prefers to feed her baby out in the open rather than in the tree nest. Once as a test, someone put Tao Tao inside the nest, hoping Tao Tao will come over and find him. Tao Tao looks worried because she can't find her cub. She walks around repeatedly but is unable to find him. Tao Tao also grows anxious, calling to his mother, which eventually attracts Tao Tao to the entrance of the nest. She is surprised to see her son there. Quickly, she grabs the cub in her mouth and heads to a place she believes is safer for her to nurse.
刚我给他吃的，这不存在噻。我先让他因为熟悉我们的面孔了，然后慢慢能带一起，再给他吃的，可能就好点。
Tao Tao was suspicious when she first saw conservation scientists in panda costumes. She would only eat the bamboo shoots when the panda men took off their hats. If they tried to touch her, she would walk away. It is only after repeated attempts that they finally get her to accept them being near her. Tao Tao looks at the world through his recently opened eyes, totally unaware that he is under constant observation. He appears tired, sleeping soundly in the warm autumn sunshine. His mom patrols the area to make sure her baby can rest safely.
我们卧龙呢，通过近30年的科技攻关，成功的解决了大熊猫的3难问题，使我们上个世纪80年代的一个10只的熊猫小种群，发展到今天的165只的一个大种群。重视质量和遗传多样性一个发展的一个趋势，我们也想通过培训放归，最终达到野生大熊猫保护的一个终极目的。所以呢，我们卧龙在率先做了这个大熊猫的培训放归工作，从2003年开始就进行这项科学实验。在这个方面，我们卧龙具有3大优势。首先呢，我们在想想培训放归方面，以及我们现在进行的Taotao这个培训放归方面，积累了大量的经验和人才储备。当然，我们每年 都能超过2位数的熊猫增长，所以我们也有这个条件进行规模化的熊猫培训。我们卧龙啊，在第3个方面是很大的优势，就是我们这些培训团都建在大熊猫的栖息地当中，这是对熊猫培训是一个最好的地方。但是我们也对整个工作的艰巨性，我们也充分的认识，因为这些工作不是那么容易的，是有很多的困难。但是我们会想尽各种办法去克服它、解决它，最终达到放归成功的目的。
With the arrival of autumn, the trees along the banks of the river have been dyed a goldish yellow. A couple of red maples are perched near the flowing river. Thanks to the arrival of the pandas, some people's lives have changed. Liu Yang, who comes from Shandong province in East China, is the only female conservationist in the program. She came up with the panda dance, based on an exercise video, to practice with her colleagues for fun.
我们对草草的野化培训已经快半年了。在这半年过程当中啊，其实发生了很多故事，有很多有趣的事儿。比如说，这个宝宝只有2个多月的时候，我们在发现这个在培训的圈舍里面啊，有很多野生动物，包括很凶猛的果子狸。有一天晚上啊，我们在监控里面我们看到，这个当果子狸接近草草和宝宝的时候啊，那个我们的草草非常勇敢、迅速地扑向果子狸。通过这将近半年的野化培训呢，我们发现，这个我们的宝宝在这种环境下，这种天气非常的恶劣，然后经常下雨，然后现在还经常有那个下雪这么一个环境情况下，我们的宝宝反而我们觉得它长得非常好。在每个月的3号进行体检，体检的时候发现，它的重量、它的体重和我们的圈养繁育的大熊猫同龄大熊猫体重相比啊，它重量还重。
Taotao is a good mother. She exhibits a strong maternal instinct. Thanks to her attentive care, Tao Tao is a healthy cub. After a heavy snowfall, Mount Balang looks tranquil and magnificent. Every time the conservationists enter Tao Tao's and Taotao's enclosure, even just to deliver fresh bamboo, they wear the clumsy panda costumes. The costumes are covered with Chow Chow's urine and dung, so they won't suspect a human presence. Taotao is enjoying the happiest days of his young life with his mother. But unlike cubs living in captivity, he has to master survival skills if he's going to have a chance in the wild. Tao Tao has great difficulties climbing a hill for the first time. Tao Tao has to keep encouraging her son. She also inspects the enclosure with him to help her cub become familiar with the environment.
实际上，这个宝宝他非常的聪明，他这个爬树啊，爬得非常稳。如果他爬得不好，他就会自己退下来，然后又重新来。在5个月的时候就开始学习爬树。最开始啊，曹操还非常担心。我们通过监控发现了，最开始爬树的时候，那个宝宝在前面爬，然后曹操就跟着他的屁股后面，生怕他掉下来。实际上，我们发现他这个担心都是多虑了。这个宝宝非常调皮，就像我们那个7、8岁的儿童一样，他不愿意受那个妈妈的管束，他就要使劲儿往上爬，然后曹操就往下拉，这个一不注意啊，就把那个宝宝一下拉下来了。
Winter in Wulong is exceptionally cold. Snow blankets the ground, causing great inconvenience to people needing to get somewhere. Dong Chao is a Tibetan whose job is to feed the pandas at Wulong. His family lives in a Tibetan village close to the base. Since the Chinese Lunar New Year is approaching, he's prepared a banquet for his colleagues so they can have a little taste of home. Entering the enclosure, men in panda costumes collect some of Tao Tao's dung to have it analyzed. Through testing her dung, the team of conservationists can assess Tao Tao's health while she is nursing. The team wear the panda costumes to perform the panda dance. The performance is a humorous way to promote the base and the protection of pandas. The thick snow doesn't stop the flowing river. The rippling sound of the water reverberates in the desolate wilderness, as does the laughter of the conservationists. Flying snowflakes have transformed Wulong into a wonderland. Even the bamboo leaves are laden with snow. Lying on the snow-covered ground, Tao Tao is feeding herself, while Taotao is exploring a snow-covered rock. Then he begins to wander around the enclosure, exploring things with his nose. The day before the Chinese New Year, family of the 19 conservationists who can't go home converge at Wulong. They make dumplings and cook alongside their loved ones, making a massive year-end feast. Beginning in the new year, a new chapter will begin at Wulong. The conservation base will be turned from a breeding ground for captive giant pandas to a venue where pandas will be trained for reintroduction back into the wild. This will only enhance China's conservation efforts to protect these gentle giants. On February 3rd, 2011, New Year's Day, Taotao turns exactly 6 months old. Men dressed in panda suits give him a physical. While in their arms, the shy baby panda covers his eyes, making everyone burst into laughter. As expected, Tao Tao passes his health check with flying colors. Tao Tao is developing at a normal rate, similar to his peers in the wild. In the spring of 2011, blizzards, mudslides, and torrential floods hit Wulong. Will Tao Tao be able to survive such hardships? Will the reintroduction program be a success? Join us for part 2 of Tao Tao's return to the wild, the growth.